talk on some of those burning issues, especially back to school in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Good morning, Amadou Tante, and welcome.
Once more, good morning, Mr. Alasha. Good morning to Tape. Alice, good morning to the telespectators of Miami Prime Television. At least it's always a pleasure for me to be a guest on your program.
Yes, we are talking back to school, and this time around the bishops or clergy in the northwest and southwest regions are fronting for effective schooling in those English-speaking regions of the country. With the newspaper this morning, especially Municipal Update, is relaying the words of Andrew Nkeya, who is the Metropolitan Archbishop of Bamenda. As we are told, he said, allow the children to go back to school. And some people to think that some people are still calling for children to stay at home 7 years after.
Well, I think this is a very an excellent initiative from His Lordship Andrew Nkeya and his other collaborators. At least let me start by commending these men of God for this wonderful initiative. At least I think this is a moment has come when all of us, all the stakeholders in the Northwest, not only at level of clergy, even including the warring parties who are fighting on the ground, has to understand the importance of education. They need to know that whether there's fighting or going on the ground or not, the different institutions, the institutions that is concerned with learning, be it the teachers, the infrastructures, and the students need to be spread out of the world. They need to do everything possible, and all the other stakeholders, being the parents and any other person who are in this region, need to do everything possible within his own or her own reach to make sure that they encourage back to school, do everything possible to make sure that these students go back to school hitch-free without any major nuance, because education should not in any way be disturbed, because we all know that even if what the separatist fighters say they are fighting for, separation, even if the students are sent out of school, or the first student that they are not supposed to go to school, and tomorrow they again that they are independent, as they are saying, it will be very difficult for them to be having uneducated people, because we can only need educated people to make sure that we grow this, we develop the society, we develop the community, because without education, at least we will be moving toward doom. At least I keep saying as usual that the warring parties will do everything possible to ensure a hitch-free 2023-2024 academic year for the student in this area. Spare teachers out of the game, spare the student out of the game, and spare school infrastructures out of the game. At least we need to go with the campaign very strong all Njagi houses, all the local markets, and all the lakes in the northwest and south region, to ensure that there's effective back to school by all our students without any major worries.
Okay, but the government held a security meeting in Yaoundé. We know that stakeholders have been working day and night. Joseph Betiasomo chaired the latest security meeting in Yaoundé recently, where special instructions were given to the police as well as the gendarmerie boss when it comes to securing the people or creating an environment that will be favorable for the kids to go back to school. Will that really yield fruit? As we know, those that are sabotaging back to school, they are still very much serious about what they are doing.
Well, I think that's a good initiative from the Ministry of Defense and his other collaborators. I think it's an excellent initiative. At least that's why I was trying to say that the government alone cannot do all what is supposed to be done for this student who go back to school. At least the government has to play his own part, while the parents play their own part. The separatist fighters who are there should play their own part. And other stakeholders like the clergy just did, all of them, even the imams and other like all these traditional rulers, they need to play their own parts to carry out sensitization campaign, clean up all the different schools in this region to permit the student go to school. I think going to school is very, very important. It's true that we are all aware of what is going on in the ground. At least one thing we are saying is that the world should be, the student should be spared out of this war. At least they do everything possible to make sure that they students go to school. The traditional rulers, they have a very good role to play with regard to what the opening of this academic year. They need to have to sensitize their population on the importance of sending their children to school, because there are so many children there who are unable to go to school, and who are out of fear and out of every other things, which is not really good. At least in the future, for the future, when the students don't go to school, we have the possibility that our future, the future of our children or our other people on the ground will not be the best.
Ok,
d'accord, on reste toujours dans la même mouvance. Eh bien, coordonnatrice du programme Afrique du comité de protection des journalistes, Angelina Quinta, dénonce le laxisme de l'État vis-à-vis de certaines affaires, notamment la non issue de l'enquête qui a été ouverte depuis 4 ans aujourd'hui concernant la disparition du journaliste Samuel Ouazizi. Eh bien, aucune responsabilité ni de transparence. Quel est votre commentaire là-dessus?
Well, let's start by saying first of all that it's regrettable that 3 or 4 years after the illegal arrest, the torture, and the murder of this journalist was Samuel Wazizi, we are still talking on the issue of the issue now. Even more than 1 or 2 years after the government accepted the guy died in detention, the government said they were going to open an investigation. Up to date, we are not having any outcome of the investigation. This is very regrettable. At least the government need to end the impunity, because we know that sometimes those that are responsible for this act are currently they are being protected by the government, and even the corpse of Samuel Wazizi remain unfounded up to date, despite the fact that family has been clamoring and for the government to give them the cause for them to bury, give him and to lay him